Signal lost during the UAE moon landing attempt last night, which of course was the Rashid rover, and it was going to be the first moon landing attempt by an Arab country, and it was going to be an exploration mission by the adorable Rashid rover. So all eyes were on Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center social media last night. It was exhilarating, it was exciting, as we were waiting for that historic moment of the Rashid rover to land on the moon. So it was the Hakuta R lander, which aboard it was the Rashid rover, and began phase 1 of the landing sequence last night at approximately 8:40. However, the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center lost communication with the Hakuto R lander, which of course, as I said, aboard had the Rashid rover.
So engineers were quickly investigating the situation and announced later in the evening that iSpace has updated that they lost communications with the Hakuto R lander and have not been able to confirm a successful landing. Their engineers are continuing to investigate the situation and will update all of us once they finish investigating, while the New York Times reported that the spacecraft likely crashed during the moon landing attempt. How does the New York Times know?
It's a big story, Shir. It's a big story.
How are they so on it? That's the first thing that I thought. Like, who's giving them the tea?
Because there is direct communication, so everyone had the tea, because everyone was watching the live attempt. And what you could see was that they were like, okay, it's coming, it's going at this kilometer per hour, and what they assume is that it just it sped up when it wasn't meant to. They lost the signal. They were hoping that the signal would return, so it was kind of normal to do. Well, it was okay that the signal was lost. However, when the signal was not found, they are saying that it's likely that it crashed because it probably sped up.
Yeah, okay.
And then, the equipment, the software just, I don't know what happens when it lands on the moon.
All I can think of is you have signal with basically spaceships all the way there, but I can't get a good Wi-Fi signal in my own apartment when I go to the balcony.
Preach. When you said when I go to the bat, and I was like, we don't need to know, Shahir, when you don't get Wi-Fi signal. You don't get Wi-Fi on your balcony? You need to talk to Duretti's lot. I get pretty solid Wi-Fi on my balcony, unless you live in a really big place, and then you need to think of a router.
Not big enough. We're not big at all, in fact. But the whole Wi-Fi situation, I don't understand how the signal works so far in space. That's the one thing that's on my mind.
There are always these questions. You're able to land this, this rover on the moon for exploration purposes, but Shahir can't get Wi-Fi on his balcony. So those are the top questions of the day that we'll look to answer later.
I mean, do you not think it's mind-boggling that we can send a whole device, a whole mechanism, a whole tank to space?
To the moon. I hear you. I still find airplanes mind-boggling.
Yeah, that's true.